Start streaming. What's up, everybody? At some point, we're going to all catch up at the same point. There we go. We got green here. Let's make sure we got green over here. Do we got green over here? We should be green across the board. Green. Green, 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 green. We got greens. Lots of greens. Greens are good. What's up, Bill Utah? What's up, David Ma? Jeremiah J Vlogs. What's up? Hold on. We got to do all the, I'm still a one-man band right now. One-man band. So I'm very much looking forward to my family being back. Not just because, I'm excited for them to be back, but I'm also excited to have the everyday wife, help me out here a little bit. So, awesome, everybody. Lover of tech, thanks for joining us. We now have everybody. It is time to get started. So welcome to the replay. If this is your very first time coming to the pillars of action. I got to figure out a way to, make that reverberation echo thing happen in real time as opposed to just videos. Videos, it's easy. There's settings and stuff. You're like, do the echo, and it's easy. Well, here we are currently doing the weekly podcast. We call it the Pillars of Action because we like talking about drones, cameras, action cameras, technology, all sorts of fun stuff about making home videos or even YouTube videos. And we got a whole lot of exciting stuff to talk about today. Like it says in the title, we can talk. I will be fielding questions about the Canon M50. Okay, now I'm back in focus. We'll be talking about the Canon M50, and we're going to have a frank discussion on cameras and personal preference when it comes to making videos. We're also going to talk about making better videos in general, because I found some very weird stuff today on YouTube, and the only way that I can combat it is by, we'll talk about making better videos. So, I'm going to be monitoring the chat, but it's a single-man show today, so if you want to see, or you want to get hey everyday dad, you can shoot at everyday dad, or you can do a super chat if you really want to just hop to the front. But yeah, we'll keep going from there. So, lover of tech wants to talk about gear. That is all that I apparently talk about anymore. Here, I'll show you guys what you guys actually look like to me right now, because I'm trying out a whole new setup right now. Where if you follow me on Twitter, you should definitely follow me on Twitter. Ooh, follow me. Speaking of which, at the end of the live stream today, we're going to talk about how you can win your very own. Is it in focus? How you can win your very own Removu K1. This Removu K1 that we actually had in the video. Okay, you stay there. The Removu K1 that we had in the video 2 weeks ago. Stick around and we'll talk about how you can win that action camera / gimbal hybrid combination. So here is what you guys currently look like to me. Can you see that? Is the light going to get in the way? There, you're in focus. You can see that this is you guys right here. And that thing is a whole new system that I'm trying out. It is called the Atomos Ninja Inferno. It's the Ninja Inferno, where it's a whole, it's like a camera within it's like if you take the sensor out of a camera and that's the only thing, it does all the other work, which all of the work is being done right now by that. So if the live stream looks way better this time around, it's because I'm funneling everything through that. And you might notice that I have room to do stuff now too, because I don't have that microphone in front of me, because I have the microphone plugged in through the recorder. The recorder's doing all the work. Super exciting about it. And time to, whoa, I didn't actually mean for that to spray everywhere. Do our Diet Cola with lime. So good, Diet Cola with lime. So let's talk Canon M50. I saw John TL saying you should reach out to Canon to see if you do a Canon M50 giveaway. Yeah, that's something that, maybe we could look into doing. I reach out to people all the time, and they're like, the audio's out of sync. Don't tell me the audio's out of sync. Oh, audio, be in sync. Audio, be in sync. Let me know if it gets fixed, because we did have an issue with that. Is it hold on, let me listen. Let me listen in. Audio. Oh, well, yep, I hear what you guys are talking about. Hold on, let me listen. Okay, let's see if we can fix it. Yeah, it's not you guys, it's the... So we did this, we've done 5 tests on this earlier today. And, okay, here to advanced audio properties. And let me know when it gets back into sync. We'll subset it by 45 milliseconds. Okay, let's see. Audio test, 1, 2, 3. Sync test, 1, 2, 3. There, that should have fixed it. Okay, let's see. Audio test, 1, 2, 3. Sync test. There we go. Hooray! See, now, if you guys start doing your very own live streams, you yourselves can learn how to fix stuff as it breaks, because you have to do that all the time. You have to do that all the time. So Canon M50, if you guys have any questions about it. So let's start off. Obviously I made 2 videos about it this week. I think the Canon M50 is a fantastic camera. There are some issues with it. It's not perfect. Nothing out there is a perfect camera. But I do think it does a lot. It does some things very well. But what I want to talk about are personal preferences. So, the A7iii is what we were all looking at right now. I'm looking at it. You guys are looking at me through it. And it's a fantastic camera, but it also has problems. That's one of the things about cameras right now, and it gets really frustrating seeing the comments where there is no perfect camera right now. No matter what price you pay, you could drop 10 grand right now and not get like the perfect camera, the perfect 4K camera with great autofocus and a flip out screen. That does not exist. So you really gotta, when you're talking gear or camera equipment or anything in general, you really gotta stop and think, okay, what are my requirements? What do I require for this specific instance? So right now, I require, 1080p 60 frames per second because that's what I like streaming at. I require some kind of audio source, so here's my microphone. I require an internet connection. I require all of this stuff in this specific camera. When I shoot my videos, I like having 4K. A 4K 60 would be awesome, A7iii. 4K 60 would be awesome, but I get a lot of the comments, or a lot of my comments on the video this week was, the problem, it was like, it doesn't have 4K, it doesn't have autofocus, and I get it. There's a lot of legitimate concerns about the M50, and that's one of the things. So if you saw my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm gonna compare this to either a Sony A5100 or Sony A6000 in the next couple of weeks. You should vote there to decide which one we end up doing. But I think there's some valid criticism to be had on the Canon M50. But again, it's what is your personal preference. The Canon or the Sony, like the A7iii, is one of my favorite cameras ever. But when I take it out, I have to, well, I don't know about this. Lover of tech, if you're still here, definitely knows what I'm talking about when it comes to the Ninja 5, is what I hope to get. And then I will take that with me, because this thing is just, it is huge. I don't want to take it down because it's like hooked up into stuff. But it's like the camera itself is like this big. This monitor is like that big. But it's great for what it does. But so I can't get exactly what I want out of the A7iii. I can't get exactly what I want out of the A6500. I can't necessarily get exactly what I want out of the Canon M50, but I like what I can get, and it's just one of the benefits. One of the benefits. So, Mark Tardo, what's up? Help at home? I've heard that about the skin tones a few times. Bill Utah's heard that a few times too. What's up, Thomas Gerardus? So yeah, so I got frustrated. So there's something that I found on the, I don't know how many of you out there are content creators. If you are a content creator, you like making videos. So I stumbled across, I'm not going to like name drop what I stumbled across today, but like I stumbled across this very weird live stream of like people that were all like following themselves on YouTube. And I also found the community on Twitter, and there's some like anger between two like content creator communities. But what I want to say is, here's the problem with trying to inorganically grow on YouTube. It won't work. Like, you cannot inorganically grow on YouTube. That's like, so let's say a big content creator, a big Twitter person's like, hey, you should follow the Everyday Dad on Twitter. And then people follow me. That works on Twitter because Twitter is not necessarily, Twitter's more word of mouth. So the more ears you get to, the more, oh, hey, maybe I like this thing, I'll retweet it. Maybe I like this thing, I'll follow it, something like that. YouTube, yes, you can grow slightly if, like, let's say, I don't know, somebody with 1 million subs says, hey, go sub to the Everyday Dad. Maybe I'll get 1,000 subs that way. But those 1,000 subs are not going to interact with the channel. They're not going to watch your videos. They're not going to, like, here's the thing about YouTube. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. And this is kind of my vent. So if you guys are just going to have to live with my vent for just a second. Brian White, I see your question about the M50. Let me finish my vent, and then I will answer the M50 question, because it is awesome and important. But like, the only way to grow on YouTube, at least, I mean, I 30,000 subscribers. I'm not an expert, but you have to grow organically. So you have to make good content with whatever you enjoy doing. But you have to make good content sustainably And it has to be good enough for that people watch it enough that YouTube's algorithm decides, hey, we need to send this out to more people. And then more people see it and they subscribe. So one of the things that I always hesitate about, like Facebook, Instagram, those platforms, is they're very pay to win, where it's hard to grow organically through Facebook or through Instagram because they have their own algorithms that are different. You still can, it's just harder. And they encourage you. You know, I had all this stuff on the display. For some reason, OBS and displays are just not wanting to help me out right now, so I can't show you. But the next time, if you have like a page on Facebook or something, it'll be like, "Hey, boost this post," and they want you to, they want you to pay for that. And that is the strategy for growth on like Facebook and Instagram. And you have to pay to play and win. YouTube, you don't have to do that. YouTube's very good. Well, YouTube's good-ish at organically growing, but you can't, like, it's hard to, even when you do, like, let's say you want to pay to win. I've tried ads on my YouTube videos before, a year ago, like, or when the everyday kid first started school. I was still vlogging then. Man, this was about a year ago. So about a year ago, I did a vlog where I was torn up. My son just started kindergarten. Oh, thinking about it now, I'm getting a little emotional because, he's just grown up and stuff. But I was like, you know what? Let's see what happens. Let's put some Facebook ads against this, or some YouTube ads against this. And yeah, you'll get more views, but then they're not like organic views. And what happens is people watch, they're like, yeah, whatever. It gets in front of them, they watch, they click away. So YouTube and Facebook track like watch metrics way different. Facebook tracks a view. If you watch it for 5 seconds, that is a view. YouTube, you have to watch for 30 seconds for it to be considered an official view. So I say that to, like, if you are somebody out there and you are wanting to grow a YouTube channel, I get it. I get it. It is scary and it's hard, and you sometimes feel like you don't know what you're doing. You just want to you don't know what to do, and so you reach to people who look like they know what they're doing, and you're like, okay, hey, I'm going to join this community that, I want to join this community, and they're going to help me, and they will help. And I don't think anybody's being malicious. I think they're also trying to do their own thing, but they don't necessarily understand, what's going on in the machination. So everybody wants to think like, hey, I got to get these subscribers, I got to get these people commenting, I got to get these people liking and all that stuff, and YouTube's going to love it. YouTube likes those things, but YouTube just wants people to watch. People go to Facebook to interact with their families. They go to Twitter to have a conversation. They go to Instagram to look at photos. They go to YouTube to watch video. So if your videos are not holding people's attention, it doesn't matter how many people like it, how many people comment on it, how many people subscribe to your channel, it won't matter. So here's an example. I forget the kid's name, but there was a conference. What conference was it, like 6 or 7 months ago? Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm a huge fan of reading his stuff. I've got some of his books right now, but he was up on stage and somebody came up and was like, my goal this year is to get to like 10,000 subscribers. And Gary V's like, hey guys, I bet we could get you to that today. And person got up to like 15,000 subscribers that day. But you go to their channel now and their videos get no views because you can't grow on YouTube that way. So the best way to grow on YouTube, and I know I'm not trying to rant about this all night, but I get really frustrated. I get frustrated when people, I don't know if people are taking advantage of the situation, but like I said, it's scary. People want to do better. People want to grow, and that's awesome. People should want to, if this is something you want to do, go 100% for it. But you got to get, the best advice that I can give you is make something that you enjoy making and get a little bit better each time. If you can get just a little bit better each video, before you know it, you'll have completely changed the way you do things. And if you keep trying new things on how to make video, you'll find out, hey, I like this technique, I like doing this, I like doing that. I learn as I'm going, and you can do way, way better. Don't fall for the trap of that YouTube is down on the small creators. It is hard. Don't get me wrong, there are big creators out there that have crappy content, and it drives me crazy to watch a boring video. Let's say there's another Canon M50 video out there where it's somebody going, hey, this is the Canon M50. It has a flip out screen, and you can vlog with it. Look at me vlogging right now. Hello everybody, I'm vlogging right now. And there are videos out there that'll get millions of views just because in the beginning days of like the wild west of the internet, there were people that were able to land grab early, and so they have huge communities, and you know, they organically grew. They own that space now. And those of us that are trying to grow later, we have a much tougher road to hoe. So we can't, something that I would say is you can't start 100% start. I've shown my early videos and how terrible they are, because a lot of them are awful. And it's fine. We're all terrible to start off with. But I would just say, you know, make them, keep making, get reps, figure out what will make you a little better each video. Maybe that's, hey, you know, I ramble too much, I need to script. That was something I did. Hey, I need to script my videos, make them a little more concise. Hey, my quality's not as good. Again, image quality is not necessarily what I'm talking about. Don't go out and spend $10,000 on a camera, because that's not necessarily going to help you either. Hey, my storytelling's not great. I'm not able to hold people's attention very well. You gotta get better. And don't just, it frustrates me so much to see people wasting time. You know, and again, it's just people are scared. Like, that's the thing. You want to do this, it's hard work. And it's not the people, there are some people that don't want to do the work, but there are a lot of people that want to do this, they want to put in the work, and they're not growing. And that sucks. Like, that sucks a whole lot. You just got to keep going better. So here's some things. I don't mean this to just be a total rant. Here's some things that I do that I find hold people's attention better. So when you're editing, and man, I wish I could have this up right now. I really wish I could have this up right now for you guys to see. But, so when it comes to editing, you know, like I said earlier, scripting. Nobody wants to listen to a rambling video. People will leave that immediately, unless it's like, hey, you are the first one ever to get this camera and talk about it, and you're the only person with information on the web about it. Well then, yeah, I guess you can do whatever you want, because then people are going to have to watch if they want to see information on this camera. I would say script videos to keep it concise, keep it exciting, keep it like energetic. Don't be, when I started off, I was like blah, oh wait, hold on. When I started off, I had gross hair, and I was like blah, 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 blah. You want to be exciting. I'm not saying you have to be a caricature of yourself, but you got to be like, you got to have some energy. Energy keeps people. So scripting, exciting energy. Vlogging, I have no tips for how to vlog better. I vlogged for 46 days straight, and it was terrible. I would never do it again. I don't understand why people vlog. It crushed my soul a little bit to do that. But yeah, so editing. So you got your clips out, you've got your video out, you're super excited about it. Something that I like to do is every 7 seconds, about every 7 seconds, no longer than 10, have some kind of cut. Whether that's, sometimes I'll just like take this angle, and one of the benefits of filming in 4K is you have more flexibility when you do this. So this is my nice wide talking head angle. You can then like cut to a, I call it the rule of thirds. So if you imagine I'm looking at this, I apologize for not looking at you guys. I want to make sure that I'm like visualizing this to you correctly. So imagine the screen's cut into 3 parts. Like these are thirds, and then these are thirds. You want stuff to happen in the third. So I like the talking head stuff to be in the middle of the third. It's not the most exciting shot, but it's a shot that I really like to do because you can mess around with it later. So you can do things like, I have predetermined cuts that I call like the rule of thirds left, where you'll then cut and see me in the left third. You'll then cut and see me in the right third. Just like little like video tricks, editing tricks that you can do to kind of make it more exciting. B-roll, we all know that B-roll is amazing. We need to do a lot more B-roll because B-roll's fantastic. You know, B-roll is super important. You know, it's part of that cutting, part of that keeping it fresh. The human brain, all of ours, if we just sit and, you know, one of the things, okay, so here's what's different about live is we're all together right now. This is happening live. I would like to cut more and bring up different things during this. Can't do that today, so like interacting with you guys is different. Is it too quiet? I'm seeing in the comments from Barry it's, hold on, if it's too quiet, let me amp it up a little. We are at max volume there. Okay, tell me if I'm about to blow your guys' eardrums out, because we're going to try messing around with this Shogun. Okay, audio options, audio gain pro level, line level. Okay, I think that's about as far as we're, audio out. Okay, there we go, audio. Oh, whoop. There we go. Hey, is that better? Let me know if that's better. It should be a little louder now because we're, again, first time doing this live streaming with the recorder. But so yeah, every 7 seconds, every 6 seconds or so, you want to have something change to like reorient. The person's brain has to reorient, keeps them like excited and energetic and involved. Music, you got to be careful with music because if the music's too loud, you're distracting the audience from what you're trying to show. If it's too quiet, why is it there? Music's a tough one where I like to edit to the music though. So if I do like, if you see like my unboxings, all my unboxings are done to a beat because it's more like entertaining as opposed to my earlier unboxings where my wife was like, that is boring, you need to stop doing that. So I stopped doing it because it is in fact boring. Or like the video. So, and a lot of this is from screwing up too. So don't make it sound like, man, the everyday dad thinks he knows everything and he knew exactly what to do at what steps. I basically, the way I learned was I fell on my face a whole bunch. So the very first time a company sent me something to review, it was Vuzix sent me their eyewear headphones. I think it was Get Out the House, Go Fish. If he's here today, he won those in a giveaway. But so the company sent those to me. I was so blown away that a company sent me something to review that I spent the first 5 minutes of the video talking about how excited I was to open the box. And my wife was like, open the darn box already. And then all the comments were, we're bored, we're bored, we're bored, we're bored, we're bored, we're bored, open the box, open the box, open the box. Something I would recommend is go into your analytics. And I'm not necessarily talking about go to your view counts, but if you go to your analytics for your video, you can see like your audience retention graph. And see if you're doing stuff that's causing like, okay, everybody's watching. Oh, everybody left. What did I do? Did I start talking about this unboxing for too long? And there will always be a natural, like, sharp drop off at the beginning, I guess, unless you're Casey Neistat or somebody. But, yeah, so we talked about cuts. We talked about energy, scripting. Somebody asked me, I did see a good question. Brian Wright asked, do you ever use an actual script, a teleprompter app, or your phone, or just talking points to get through it? So I have a teleprompter. Where is it? It's right here. This is my teleprompter. I write a script for every video now, but I don't necessarily stick straight, like, just because it's on the script doesn't mean I'm, like, married to the script. Like, I'm not going to have an old, loving relationship with each of my scripts. I write it out, and I'll read it, but then if I think something sounds a better way, I'll pause it, I'll say it the way that I like it to sound. But having a teleprompter, this has saved me. This was, like, I forget how much this was, but I would pay a whole lot of money for this thing because it saves you so much time. Because what I was doing is I'd have like my phone with like my note app and I'd have it like down here and then I'd be like, hey, let's talk about this camera. And then I'd look back and by the time I look back up, I'd forget what I was supposed to say. And so I like, you know, everybody has, you just got to find the way that works for you. The way that I like doing things, I like having a very nice A-roll, so like a narrative, and then I like layering my B-roll over top of that. So it's very important for me for the A-roll to it's got to do a couple things. It's got to be in 4K so I can change it around when I feel like the shots are getting stale. It's got to have great audio because I used to do voiceover, but it's just too much time now. I'm trying to do everything quick and efficient. So my narrative has to have, I like having a shallow depth of field. I like the way this has been looking. It looks, for some reason, it looks a little darker on the live stream than it does in like real life. But if you've seen my videos the last two videos, that's exactly how I want it to look. I like having the background blurred out a little bit. So those are things that my narrative has to have. And one of the things that gets me there is this. Lets me do things like, it lets me do things like that. So teleprompter, big fan of it. Bill Utah, $4.99. Ted, I think a light fell behind the couch. That's it is like laid out in a strip. Because what I used to do, and this is trying stuff out to what you like, is this is an LED light strip. Or this is an LED light. See, look at that. What I used to do is put this behind me. So something you got to think about when you're doing, video work is, like, you got to figure out, like, 3-point lighting is the most interesting lighting around. So I kind of cheat right now. I only have, well, I guess I've got two lights. I've got a ring light right here. But I used to have the ring light straight on. But now I like having a little bit of, like, more dynamic. So I like having some shadow over here. And then I like the light in the background. It gives you some separation. Makes the shot a little more interesting. Where do we have... Marty Lynch, use a script with bullet points. It will flow more naturally. Yeah, it's just... you know, however you can get to it. Everybody has their own personal preference. Mine is the teleprompter because it lets me type out my script. Then I generally type out a script. I read through it. I'll do some editing to it. Then I go. Each script takes about 30 minutes to an hour. But what I hate doing is wasting time in editing. And what will happen if I don't have my teleprompter is I'll screw stuff up, and then it takes like a huge file. And with a teleprompter, for me, it makes my file sizes smaller because I screw up less, and it means I have to edit out the blank spots less, which is huge for me. And something else that I'm excited about to talk about gear again, if Lover of Tech is still here, something out that I'm just so excited about for this show, or for this Ninja Inferno that I got going right now, is it runs on solid state drives. And that reminds me that I'm not recording this, so, well, crap. But so something that I love about this thing is it has a solid state drive in it. And so people to hear me talk about, I'm trying to get efficiencies. One of my inefficiencies right now is I record the SD card. I take the SD card out, I pop it in my MacBook, transfer the file to my solid state drive because my MacBook sucks, and then I edit off of that. Well, that takes like 15-20 minutes per video, so I'm wasting like an hour a week doing that. Whereas now I just pop out the solid state drive, pop it in the computer, and I edit straight from that. It's like, it's amazing. Don't go out and buy one though if you're not really like, if you're not trying to save yourself as much time as possible, because it's way too expensive. Way too expensive. Somebody asked me about Heidi Ning. Did I already get the Parrot and Afi? No, I wish. I'm thinking about canceling my pre-order, to be quite honest. Like, I pre-ordered it like the minute it was announced. And it was supposed to, I thought the way that the initial press release came out saying it was supposed to be like shipped out in June. Well, it's almost July and I don't hear anything about anything. So I'm seriously thinking about canceling my pre-order because ain't nobody got time for that. Look, DJI is on the horizon with something that we don't know what it is. Ain't nobody got time to be messing around with the Parrot and Afi. They had a chance. They're not going to move on it. Well, that is not my problem. 51 drones. What is my average retention percentage right now? Depends on the video. My lowest anymore is about 50%. I consider that to be acceptable. The video, hold on, let's find out. I don't want to give you like bad information. So let's find out what my percentage rates are. I would show you if I could, but again, for some reason the internet, and now it's deciding it doesn't want to load. Come on, load. We got gigabyte internet. We're streaming live to the universe. Oh, hold on. I haven't checked Facebook. If somebody's interacting with me on Facebook, I'm sorry I have not commented back to you. Because we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Okay. Why is this now not... Well, okay. Is it going to work now? I don't need to hear the ad. Okay, well, whatever. It's not going to... So, like on the... Why I switched to the Canon M50 video, it's like 66% retention rate. On the Canon M50, the most hated camera on the internet, it's like 51%. I consider a successful video to be 50%. It used to be like 20%. It used to be like really, really low percentage. But they were long videos, so I like having shorter, more engaging, entertaining videos than like how I used to have longer videos. That is just a personal preference. Okay, so let's go down. Script, we talked about the bullet points. Help at home, quick and efficient would be great for all creators. That's what I'm trying to do. So now I just started a new job this week. The new job is going to take up way more time than my old job, so I got to figure out how can I be as efficient with my time as possible, or we're going to have to we'll have to give up one video a week, and I don't want to do that. I want to stick at 3 videos a week. Rick Halber, am I shooting in 4K now or 1080p? Well, the stream's streaming at 1080p 60. You can decide what you want to see it from YouTube. That's one of the benefits of YouTube is you can pick how you ingest it. All my narrative shots are in 4K. My B-roll is generally in 1080p, either 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second, depending on what look I'm trying to get. I'm looking into getting a new zoom lens. So I only have one lens for my camera. It's the 28mm f2. Fantastic lens, and with the A7iii, it's kind of like 3 prime lenses instead of 1. I want to get a zoom lens to get some more interesting shots going on too, but I prefer 4K. It's not a requirement for 4K. Obviously, I have a camera that doesn't really do 4K, but I like 4K. Marketardo, any advice for video length? I just go with whatever it is. I prefer a 10-minute video. That seems to be like what YouTube likes the best, is about a 10-minute video, but whatever my videos, I write the script for whatever I think of the thing. I just finished 2 scripts for this week coming up, and I think they'll probably be about, one will probably be about a 7-minute video, one will be about an 8-minute video. I just, whatever it is what it is. I don't like wasting people's time. So whatever I have to say, I try to say it as entertainingly as possible, as engagingly as possible, and then I'm like, okay, you got other stuff to do with your life. There are really good channels out there that can get into the nitty-gritty details about like the sensor specifications of the Canon M50. They can talk about all the buttons. I don't care about all that so much, really. So the whole point of when I make a video is I try to think about if I wanted to watch somebody's video and I was like, okay, what do I want to know about the Canon M50? I want to know, okay, I want to know how good the autofocus is. I want to know how good the image quality is. I want to know how easy it is to use. The rest of the stuff I can figure out on my own. I don't need somebody to drone at me for 30 minutes. What is that? What is that noise? What is that? Oh. The computer started doing a commercial on its own, which kind of just freaked me out. That was weird. So yeah, it's as fast as I can go, and if it's as long as possible. I like 10 minutes. It gives you get more options on the YouTube back end if you go to 10 minutes. If you don't, it doesn't. If it doesn't, yep. I think I'm behind on some comments, so hold on. NBD visuals. It might be a little low because, hold on, let me see if I can't stand up because I'm, like I said here, hold on. Am I blowing your guys' ears out now? Let me know if I'm blowing your guys' ears out now, if I'm peaking. Let me see if, hold on, let me see how the audio sounds because I'm trying something else. Hold on. Now, let me know if I'm blowing your guys' ears out now. Okay, that should be better. Let me see if okay, that should be better now. So I just turned up the dB on the, the microphone, so the audio should be straight now. Okay, too much. Okay, well I can't, hold on, let me see if I can, audio options. Okay, you let me know how that sounds, because like, rattling speakers. I'm not trying to rattle it. Whoa, yeah, that is way too much, so. Okay, we're back to what we were. Sorry, you gotta turn your mics up, or your headphones up if possible. I don't want to I try to keep it in the green, and it was definitely in the red for that. So this is where we're at. I forget what I was talking about. What was I talking about? My overall is 50%. 51 drones. I think 50% is fine. So you got to think about so here's how I think about it. Yeah, I'm sure there's channels out there that get 70, 80% retention rates. But when you're doing tech videos, or you're doing review videos, people are only there for a certain amount of time. They only want to hear certain things out of it. So I think 50, 60% is perfectly fine. Max Adventure Scotland, Everyday Dad, keep up the great work, mate. I'm totally new to all this stuff. Well, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm always down to if you have any questions or anything, just shoot me a Twitter DM or something, and I'll do my best. DZ Wrestling, what do I think about the OXO EK7000? Never heard of it. I'm sorry. Michael Shaw, really like the Canon M50. The last Canon I bought was the T50, very old school 35mm. Yeah, I really liked the Canon M50. And, so we're talking back to preferences. This is what I need for location stuff. It's got the flip out screen, it's got great autofocus, image quality is great. That's all. And I can just flip. I don't have my my audio thing that I put on it here, but this is all I need. I love my Sony cameras. I love them. This is my favorite camera ever made. But if I want to take this out, I got to bring it. I do have the external monitor, don't I? Where's all my stuff at? Oh, the external monitor's over there. I got to bring an external monitor, which means batteries and cables and blah, 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 blah. It's doable, but I'm just sick of wasting my time plugging stuff in. There you go. That is that's the way that I'm going to frame it. I am sick of wasting time plugging stuff in. And this, I don't have to plug anything in for. Okay, I have to plug in the audio because it's not going to travel in my camera bag like that. And then I have to put the receiver in my pocket. I have to clip in the mic. So maybe I'll just switch to my Rode VideoMic Pro from now on, because I'm sick of wasting time plugging stuff in. And that's the thing about Sony cameras. You gotta waste time plugging stuff in. Ain't nobody got time for that. I just don't. And a lot of very angry cameras are, I've talked about this before, cameras are very personal choices for people. And when you make, you make a move or a claim against somebody's personal brand of camera, they get very angry, especially if you make a joke about it. Like, I made that Nikon joke, and I got like all sorts of comments about, you don't even understand what you're talking about, Nikon, Nikon, Nikon. See, it's YouTube. You just got to get used to, people being mad at you. Oh well, I mean, the biggest angry comments I get are from my Galaxy S9 versus the RX105 video, because camera people don't like being told that they don't need a camera. Sorry, you don't. Yeah, the M50 is great. I mean, lover of tech, no, everybody has different things that they enjoy doing. I love watching vlogging. I cannot vlog. I tried. Like I said, I did it for 46 days straight. Just the thought of editing every day right now, just like, oh, it depresses me. The thought depresses me. And my wife did not like me having a camera everywhere. She did not like it at all. So yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good for people. If you like doing it, I love watching people vlog. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Rattling speakers. Okay, we got to the audio problems. Okay, where were we at? I'm trying to get to all the questions. Venrock, liked your videos. I'm just starting out with drones. I want to start making some videos about a different subject, and your channel is very helpful. Well, awesome. I'm glad. Yeah, I love oh, we're out of sync again. What is going on with the audio sync? Audio sync. Okay. Settings. Advanced audio properties. We're messing with this. Hopefully it now is fixed. Is it fixed? Let me know if our audio is fixed. Dang. Dang. Audio fix. Let me know if our audio test 1 2 3 4. Dang. Audio fix. Audio test 1 2 3 4. Nope. Okay, hold on. Let's fix the audio. If there wasn't issues, it wouldn't be live. We wouldn't be live if there were not issues. Okay, let's take it down a little bit. Maybe it decided that it wanted to speed up. Close. Okay. Audio 1 2 3. Okay, let's take it down a little bit. Maybe it decided that it wanted to speed up. Close. Did it speed up? Okay. Audio 1 2 3. Did it speed up? Nope. Okay, hold on. I talk about how simple I'm trying to make everything, and then the audio decides to go all kinds of wonky on me. Hold on. Let's fix this. Because it's like, I feel like it can't make up its mind what kind of offset it wants to have. So, close. Okay, how is that? Let's see. 1 2 3 4. There we go. Let's see. 1 2. There we go. We are back. Hooray! Bryce Bunker Gaming. What is my opinion on entry-level cameras? Depends. So you got to spend a certain amount of money if you're going to get your value out of a camera. You just have to, because cell phones are so good these days that I think entry-level cameras, I mean, I guess it depends on your definition of entry-level camera. If you're going to spend like the lowest I'd probably go, and I'm trying to find this out right now, so go over to my Twitter and vote on which camera you want to see, the A5100 or the A6000. I'm going to compare it against the Canon M50, because I can find two fantastic deals right now on those cameras. I would say you got to get at least an APS-C sensor, so that means Sony, Canon, maybe Micro Four Thirds, a Lumix G7. Those are about the level. If you're not going to spend that much, stick with a cell phone. I mean, you gotta. So part of it is it's more like it's more like a system, right? It's not necessarily just the camera itself. So what makes the M50 great is it's a camera that's good, but it also has audio in. It has the flip out screen that you can see yourself in. It has some stabilization. The stabilization is not great, but you got to think of it like a system. What will give me, because people care more about audio by far than they care about video. If this video was only being streamed in 140p, nobody would care if the audio was good. But the second the audio was bad, you get comments. And I appreciate you guys telling me. Please tell me if the audio is out of sync. But audio is more important than video. By far, you got to think about audio all the time. Video just has to be good enough. And that's where people yell at me all the time. People yell at me all the time. Lover of tech, how is editing with ProRes? Well, I've done a couple of tests, and ProRes is hugely big files, which having the SSD is really going to help, but it's been pretty easy because Final Cut Pro accepts it like that, and the files are bigger, but it seems to be editing. The files are huge, but they come out smaller, so it's like a very efficient codec, even though I feel like it's giving like more space for you to work with at the front end, and then it compresses it on the back end. I haven't made a video out of it yet. My video that comes out on Monday will be with ProRes, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Okay. MD Trek. I want a DJI Spark. Do you think it's still a good drone for beginner? Absolutely, the DJI. Blah, blah, blah. Absolutely, the DJI Spark is a great drone for beginner. It's one of the best drones ever made. I still love it. And even when I said I loved it back in the day, I caught flack because... So if you're going to... Okay, here's something else about content creation. I know we're getting off track a little bit here, but this is something I want to get out. And maybe... So here's a question. If... For all the content creators out there, if I were to, like, bring you on and we talked about your videos, let me know. You don't have to say something here, but shoot me, like, a Twitter DM or something, and just say if you'd be interested in, like, during the live streams, maybe we take, like, 10 minutes a week and we just kind of, like, talk about channel stuff. Again, I'm not an expert. You can see everything that I've done. I still consider myself to be new at this. But if that's something you guys would be interested in, let me know, because, again, I want other people to succeed, and I don't think the way to get other people to succeed is for me to say, hey, go subscribe to this person. Unless, like, so if I bring them on my live stream and I say, hey, go subscribe to this person, that's different because we probably have similar channels, and that's something that's a more intricate level of YouTubing, is channels that have similar content will get suggested off of each other, which bring them in live streams. That is a way to help. But if I just say, hey, go subscribe to The Everyday Dad, and I'm like, they have no idea that I'm part of this. You could subscribe to them, but it's not going to help because you're not going to see it. Because if you don't watch videos that are in that kind of genre, YouTube will not send it to you whether you're subscribed with the bell notification or anything. You just won't get it. You just won't get it at all. Yeah, and something the Lover of Tech is saying, and something I meant to mention earlier, is make sure your lighting is good, your audio is good, then your camera, like I said, you can make, I get so angry, so you probably don't know this about me, but I've been told that I'm an angry person, because I guess I have a short temper. It doesn't bleed through to YouTube very often, but, so I get so angry when people are like, you have to have 4K or your videos are terrible. Nobody cares. Not a single person on this planet cares what you film your videos in, unless you're like MKBHD and you're filming in 8K, and everybody cares just because you've got such an expensive camera rig that people are like, he shoots in a red camera. People will care about that, but nobody cares what the Everyday Dad films on. Nobody cares. And that's... You know, that's an ego. You gotta leave your ego at the door if you want to start making content. And lighting is way more important. So, like, this is good lighting. This is bad. Well, this is not a fair test because I've got the A7iii. If I didn't have the A7iii, it would be way... I'd be able to... There'd be a better way to explain that the A7iii is an anomaly. In how great. John Hulk, what program do I prefer for editing? I prefer Final Cut Pro X. I've tried Adobe, I've tried Resolve. I'm sure they're great. I don't like them. I like Final Cut Pro X because I have like my flow and I know where all my little hotkeys are and I've got everything set up for me. I really like it. Spike, howdy world of Ted's Watchers from Spike, Western Australia. Remember, please give Ted a big thumbs up. Well, thanks very much. Bill Utah, speaking for Ghost, congratulations on 31,000 subscribers. Well, thanks so much. Ben Rock, I want to jump into DJI Mavic Air and I'm a beginner. Yeah, go for it. Like, don't. So there, you'll find like some people that are like, well, you got to fly on a little non-GPS drone for a while, and that helps you learn how to fly. Yes, but the drones these days are so good; they fly themselves. And I was a beginner. I started off with a Phantom 3. Then I got a DJI Spark after I'd flown the Phantom 3 like twice. Then I got a Mavic Pro. Or no, I had the Phantom 3. Then I got the Mavic Pro. Then I got the Spark. Then I got another Spark. Then I got the Air. No, then I got the Platinum. Then I got the Air. I think that's how it went. I think it went Phantom 3 to Mavic Pro. I don't remember exactly. But the Spark's fantastic. The Spark is amazing. Okay, what do we got? I'm trying to make sure we get through the comments. iSpike, new video coming soon. Awesome. What is the best way to contact me? Yeah, if you want to contact me, the best way is through Twitter. I'm on Twitter all the time. I sometimes check Instagram, but Instagram filters out all new messages, and I generally don't check my messages if they're filtered. So the best way to get a hold of me is through Twitter, at Everyday Dad. At, like, it's in the, it should be in the, is it in the, yeah, it's in the description. It is in, what's up, Sean Hyde Studio? Okay, Jeremiah McIntosh, I had Casey Neistat's video suggesting on mine. Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. Lover of Tech, it's almost 2 a.m. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for, I appreciate you coming out. Mark Guitardo, when putting up videos that have random content, does YouTube care about the categories change? I don't think YouTube cares about the category changes, but I think what YouTube cares about is if it's different than what you are currently putting out, YouTube's probably not going to tell anybody about it. So, for example, I do video videos on the channel. Those are what, drone videos, action camera videos, and camera videos are the ones that YouTube's like, okay, this channel's an authority on that. We're going to send those out to people. But then I do a video like yesterday about a cell phone. YouTube doesn't send it out to anybody. It's just part of the game is YouTube wants you to do the same thing entertainingly, routinely, but still the same thing. So they'll send out what you're doing, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating when you're like, but I don't only want to make videos about the Canon M50. I want to. That's what some YouTubers fall into the trap of is, hey, I made this one video. It got me a lot of views. I'm gonna make 1,000 of these videos. And that's cool, but if it's like on a fungible, is that the word, fungible? Like if it's on a topic that will eventually run out of steam and nobody's going to care about anymore, well then you're in trouble because nobody's going to watch your new stuff because YouTube just won't send it to people. You got to be very careful. You got to be very careful when it comes to you got to have a niche. You got to have something that's like the backbone of your videos, like this is the overall like thing. So for me it's I just like making videos, and I like talking about making videos, and I like talking about the gear that I use to make videos, so that's what I talk about. Or I talk about new gear that I think could help me make videos better, or I talk about budget gear, like the cheapest, like reviewing the cheapest. That's what my channel's about. If you're going to put out content, you got to find, like, what is your channel about, and then make sure it's, like, niche enough so that if it's random, it just won't, that's the thing, is it just won't go out to people unless you start a vlog community. You can build communities, they're just going to go a little slower, but eventually when they start picking up steam, they pick up steam like gangbusters, so it's just a balancing act of, you know, staying in a lane, but not staying so much in a lane that could go away. Like, people that make videos about a video game. You become a Fortnite, like, video channel. That's dangerous because eventually, I know, Fortnite is the hotness right now, like, what, Ninja just got to 14 million YouTube subscribers in like 3 months? Fortnite's the hotness right now. It will not be the hotness forever. So if you're going to build a channel just on that one hot topic, you'll do well for right now, but eventually you could be in trouble. You could be in trouble. Dr. Todd Sullivan, what lenses have you tried and recommend for the Canon M50? We'll be buying the new DJI drone. I'll absolutely buy a new DJI drone. You know, part of the thing of once you become... like, once you start making videos, you want your channel to grow. You got to buy stuff that you may not necessarily want. I don't need another drone, but I'll buy it just to make videos about it, and I'll probably sell it. What lenses? I only have the kit lens and the Canon 50mm 1.8 with the it's the EF lens in the EF to EFM adapter. Those are the only two lenses I have, and they work perfectly fine for me. I'm okay with kit lenses generally. Like, I think kit lenses are fine. Again, image quality is not the most important thing to me, because nobody, you know, the reason I have a fast prime lens is it blurs out the background, and that will show up in 720p and 1080p and 4K. But like straight up image quality, meh. Hey, love for what? Dang. No, and Mark, I agree. I love watching Ninja's stuff. But that's what I'm saying. Like he's known for Fortnite. That's why he's blown up on YouTube so big. And not just him, but ancillarily. I don't think that's a word. But people like riding on his coattails are also blowing up right now. But yeah, I'm a big fan. Aaron Chikatra, love from Nepal. Well, thanks so much. Score more. You can make your own DIY lights, sometimes for free, simply using printer paper and place them in front of the light, but don't let it touch. Yeah, you can do that, and I tried building like my own DIY stuff, but my lighting system right now is very simple. It used to be like way overcomplicated, and I wasted a lot of money on lights, but now I just have the ring light. I have 3 of these kind of lights that I put the orange filter on. I got I drop stuff all the time. That's one of my phones in a case because I drop stuff all the time. I have like 5 or 6 of these Sony batteries to power it, and the Sony batteries power this monitor too. These Sony batteries are used in just about every darn thing. They're used in my other monitor too. But yeah, you can absolutely make it. Oh yeah, I had the Breeze and the Phantom 4. Hats off to Ted. Yeah, I love Twitter because Twitter's like I just like interacting with people, and that's where Twitter can do it. Like I tried doing that on Instagram, but like Instagram is more about the pictures and you can interact with people, but it's a little harder. Liam Bryant, is the Lumix G7 still considered a good camera for YouTube? I'm saving up for it, but so many other cameras have been arriving with the heavy price tags. The G7 is a great pick. I ran my channel for like 5 or 6 months with the G7. It's great. You're just gonna have to learn to work around the autofocus because the autofocus is terrible. For about the same price tag, you could get maybe like a used A6. I'm not trying to upsell you. You stick to your budget. Your budget is your budget. Don't go over that. But I would say maybe see if you could find like a used deal on an A6300, an A6000, because they've got the better autofocus. Maybe like what's the first Canon that had the dual pixel autofocus? The 70D? Maybe if you could find like a used 70D, check out the Canon refurbished website. You can find some really great deals on there. I think you can get an SL2 there for like $500. That would be a good one. But yeah, the G7's perfectly fine. It has great image quality. Max Yurev has a video out where he compares like a cinema camera to the G7. It's really kind of hard to tell in some of those shots which camera is which. If you set up your lighting correctly, nobody's going to be able to tell the difference unless your autofocus is like warping in the background. Drew Havens, how long does it take me to edit a video? Depends on how long the video is. So each like 7-minute video is about 5 hours of work. I generally script for about an hour. The narrative work will take maybe like 15-20 minutes if I have the script tight. This part's taken down less. Then I do the B-roll. Depending on what kind of video it is, the B-roll could take 1 to 2 hours. And then editing, I'm getting better at it. I actually just came up with a new system for myself for the editing that makes it go a lot faster, but a 7-minute video will probably take about an hour's worth of editing. Part of the deal. Part of the deal, I guess. Robert, a.k.a. Stodgy Childs. Hey, guy, we're here with you a little late. Hey, no problem at all. I appreciate you coming in. Mark Nichols, I already talked to you, but I'm just seeing you coming up now. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Mark. I don't know why this is doing this. John Hawk, thanks, man. This channel is awesome. Well, thanks so much for the $5, John. I don't know what's going on with my comments, but it's like I'm getting blocks of comments and then it like goes away. Oh, I'm on top chat still. See, the everyday wife is normally here to tell me when I'm screwing up my chat. Oh, I can't change it. Okay. Well, I guess we're just going to have to live with that. Studio Geek, do I think that... I'm assuming you're asking me if I think the T6i is a good camera. I'm sure the T6i is a fantastic camera. I've never used it. All you really need... Where'd my soda go? All you really need is a camera that does at least 1080p. I would say 1080p 60 is probably good enough. Like, the G7 does 4K. What else is a good, like the Canon cameras, none of them really do 4K. Except the M50, the 5D Mark IV does 4K, the 1DX Mark II, but nobody's buying that as a beginner camera. Or you should not. Do not go out and buy a 1DX Mark II as your first camera. Just, like, I know people and, like, real filmmakers say that they don't need autofocus. Well, they probably don't need autofocus because they've got a guy there that's pulling their focus for them. I like having good autofocus because I just don't, like I said, efficiency. Ain't nobody got time to, I used to have a manual, like, I used cinema lenses for... I used a cinema lens for like 4 or 5 months, and everything was done with manual focus, and you can get really crisp stuff, but nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I'm assuming the T6i is fine. Daniel Hager, I'm absolutely planning on getting that. I'm absolutely planning on getting that new drone, whatever it is. Sean Ide Studio, I'm replacing my Lumix G7 with the Canon M50. Yeah, the Canon M50, I really like it. No matter how angry the comments are on the video, I like the Canon M50. The only way I'd get rid of the Canon M50 is if I decide I don't want a second camera. If all I want to do is... It does get me efficiencies, but I could probably use that money to like upgrade something else. Like get a new lens instead of just sticking with the 28mm. That's the only reason I'd get rid of it. Because I do really like it. I do really like it. Marty Lynch, if I tried templates on your video, yeah, I build my own. Like I think I was saying that earlier, where I have like all my cuts are already pre-made. I just like cut the video up, and then I'm like, okay, I want this effect here, I want this effect here, I want this effect here, and I try to gain efficiencies that way as much as possible. Liam Bryant, thanks. I generally like the G7 for the flip screen, mic input, and the ability to take 4K stills. As I wanted a camera for my college in September when I start my photography course. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be perfectly fine for that. Done. Yeah, the G7s is a great camera. The G7 used to be my budget recommendation, but like I said, I prefer like just efficiencies because I don't take photos, and people get mad at me in the comments of you didn't talk about the photography. Well, the only pictures I take are my thumbnails, so I don't worry about the photography side of these cameras. I only worry about the video side. And I care about, like I said, being in, like, it doesn't, like, if your framing's a little off, okay, whatever. But if you're not in focus, that's a big, or if you're, like, I did a video, what video was it? It was the Does Your Apple Watch Interfere with Your Drone in Flight video, where I did it on the LX10, and that autofocus was so bad, it was pulsing the whole video, and as I went to edit that, I was, like, nowhere near where I could reshoot that, so I just had to, like, try to throw as much B-roll up there on possible for those little clips when it was actually not doing that. So personal preference, if you're able to work around the autofocus issues, which you can, it's not impossible. I had a GH5 for a while and it was doing fine. I just prefer, I'll only have a camera now that has at least some kind of phase detection autofocus. Drew Havens, do you have any experience with ND filters on the Mavic Pro? I have experience with ND filters on my Spark and my Mavic Air. So yes, I never had filters for my Pro, but for other ones. Daniel Hager, Mavic Pro 2 or Phantom 5 Pro on July 18th. I'll get whatever it is. I would prefer... What would I prefer? I'd probably prefer the Mavic Pro 2 for them just to like blow my socks off with something. Or I would prefer something new, maybe. But Phantoms are just too big. I'll get one, but I don't like Phantoms as much because they're too big. And what are they going to do with the Phantom? Like, it's already a 1-inch sensor. They're not going to make it a Micro Four Thirds camera, then why would you buy an Inspire? Interchangeable lenses, okay. So what? If they could make a zoom lens, now that would be impressive. But, the Phantom's not really doing much for me, but if they could blow my socks off with a portable drone, I like portable drones much more. Oh, hey, so we're almost at an hour, so I'll talk about, oh yeah. So for the giveaway, sorry if you guys have been waiting for the giveaway. So if you are new to the channel, because we are, I guess not even new, we haven't done a giveaway in a while. So the way I'll do it is tomorrow, I will be uploading a picture of the Removu K1 on Twitter. I used to do it on Instagram. It'll be on Twitter now. So follow me on Twitter. Just leave a comment of like maybe a video you want to see or just saying hi or something. And so we'll leave that open for the whole week. And then next week on the live stream, when the Everyday Wife is finally back here to help me with this insanity, what we'll do is we'll gather up all the names for the entry, and from the live stream, we'll do like a randomizer, and we'll pick a random number, and then that number is the winner. So you gotta follow me on Twitter, say something to me on Twitter, and then be here for the live stream, and then that is how you win. I forgot about that. I'm out of sync again. Okay, hold on. Let me mess around with it a little bit more. I don't know what is going on that it keeps, like, unsyncing. What are you syncing about? Maybe it's, like, getting slower or something? Okay, we're gonna... There we go. How's that? Audio test. Maybe it's, like, getting slower or something? Okay, we're gonna... There we go. Audio test. Audio test. It's okay now. Okay, we just keep slowing it. We just keep slowing it down. Eventually, we'll be like, we'll just keep like messing it up again. Hold on. Dr. Todd Solomon, FYI, as of July 1st, we can fly drones in Fairfax County parks. Really? That's awesome. Do you have like a? Can you like put a link for that in like the chat so I can check that out after the live stream? That would be so awesome. I still haven't. I saw what you sent me, right? Because you sent me the thing about the flying area, but I started my new job this week. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but yeah, I haven't flown since moving here, and I'd love to be able to start flying again. That would be awesome. Moonrex, shout out. Okay. Carlos Jamalin, yeah, Mavic 2 should have sensors on the side. That would be cool, but I mean, at some point, like there's only so many sensors you can put on a drone, and that's the thing. We're kind of reaching like the diminishing return. You can do bigger, faster, stronger, but I would like something that just like blows my mind. Like, I can't imagine they could get smaller than the air. I would like good obstacle avoidance. That would be the thing that would sell me really on a new drone. Is if they could do like the Skydio obstacle avoidance in a DJI drone. That's the last frontier on drone. Or maybe quieter, I guess, but I don't know. So yeah, hey, we normally keep it to an hour, but I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. If you have any final questions, we'll go. Like I said, the family's not here this week, so I'm just kind of like, I'm out of sync again. Okay, this is frustrating. He's not here this week, so I'm just kind of like, I'm out of sync again. Let's pull it down some more. I guess we'll keep. Let's just see what happens this way. Let's see what happens this way. Let's just see what happens this way. Let's see what happens this way. A little bit, almost. Man, we've gone almost like a whole second off on we've gone almost like a whole second off on our audio. Like, that is crazy. Like, we started off at, okay, that should be enough. Maybe we can get ahead of it doing that. Maybe we can get ahead of it doing that. Did that fix it? That should be enough. Maybe we can get ahead of it doing that. Maybe we can get ahead of it doing that. Did that fix it? It is still off. Like, what is there? Maybe it's got to be something. Like, can I fix the audio up here? Is there like a sync issue coming out of the thing here? Audio options, audio gain delay. Okay, here, let's try this. Let's try audio delay 5 frames. Let's see how that works. Try this. Let's try audio delay 5 frames. Let's try it 10 frames. Audio delay. Did that fix it? Let's try it 10 frames. Audio delay. Did that fix it? Audio, let's say 15 frames. Like, we are going like way off the map here. Let's say 15 frames. Like, we are going like way off the map here. Can we? We're 25 frames delay. It can't be this anymore. Like, it can't be. It can't be this. We're 25 frames delay. It can't be this anymore. Like, it can't be. It cannot be. Well, at least we got the full stream in, and now we're just kind of like messing around with stuff, I guess. It cannot be. Well, at least we got the full stream in, and now we're just kind of like messing around with stuff, I guess. Let's see. Okay, close. Okay, let's see that. Let's see. Okay, close. Okay, let's see that. Nope. Wow. Marty Lynch to talk as I'm trying to fix this. I am using the Elgato Cam Link. You're gonna hear an echo because I'm trying to listen and fix. I use the Elgato Cam Link. You're gonna hear an echo because I'm trying to listen and fix. I use the Elgato Cam Link. Wow. Advanced auto properties. Wow. Let's 120. Oh, I mean negative. 120. We're doing nuclear. We're doing nuclear now. Okay. Well, anyway, I guess, hey, that's enough for tonight since this decided to stop working. Okay. Well, anyway, I guess, hey, that's enough for tonight since this decided to stop working. Minus 150. Maybe it needs to be 0. Maybe we've just fixed it. Is it fixed? There we go. Audio test. Nope. Okay. Yeah, normally I saw somebody recommend a Focusrite past. But this time I was trying to do like into the I have a mixer. I've got a mixer that I normally use. There we go. Now it's fixed. Okay, and we're fixed. Hooray! So we'll talk for another 10 minutes until it goes crazy again. Dr. Todd Sullivan, yeah, but the park has to be out of the no-fly zone around DC area, so Pope's Head Park and Fairfax Station. Or the lake, Fairfax Park in Reston, or the place that I mentioned in Woodbridge. Excellent, thanks. Yeah, I got to get flying. Ooh, I just kicked the camera. I got to get flying again. I haven't been flying in so long. Carlos Jamalin, R.I.P. Ted's Audio. Yeah, that happens. Help at Home and redesign Streamland Phantom 5 that's whisper quiet would be cool. That would be cool. That'd be pretty cool too. Yeah, we will do. We're at an hour and 7 minutes. We'll do another 10 minutes. We'll close out, and yeah, we'll do 10 more minutes. So if you got a last question or something you want to say, or if you have questions about my streaming setup or the Canon M50 or growing a YouTube channel or any of that stuff, yeah. Well, apparently don't ask me about doing audio off of an Inferno, a Ninja Inferno, because apparently I don't know what I'm doing. But we'll figure it out. You know, slowly but surely. Family's coming back tomorrow. I'm excited about it. I like not being home alone anymore. What's up, Coach? Thanks for joining us. You joining us, trying to talk me into buying a C200. You guys do not listen to Coach about camera gear. He tries to upsell you. I'm kidding. I definitely want that C200, and it's not. You're like I almost did it the other day, actually. Almost bought it the other day. I got approved for their financing thing and everything. But I don't know. It would be so great. But yeah, Bill Utah, I'm definitely home alone right now. Definitely home alone. Hopefully Joe Pesci and I don't know the other guy's name. Do not try. I don't have any traps set up. Well, it's messy in here. Like, we're still unboxing everything, so the house is still destroyed. So I guess they would they'd just fall all over themselves, tripping over our boxes. Venrock, DJI Spark or Air for the first drone. That just depends on what you need. They're both great. If you just want something small, the Spark's awesome. But yeah, they both got great sensors. The Air can do more. If you want more than 1080p, 30 frames per second, you should go with the Air. Carlos Jamelin, can you charge the M50 while it's recording? I don't think so. It's very rare for a camera to do that. The only cameras that I know that can do that on the DSLR side is the A7 III. You can charge the A7 III while in use. You can charge the Lumix G9 while in use. I think that's about it. Like big cameras, professional cameras, you can. Like the C200, just comes with like a power in, so you can do that. But Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can. You can use the so here's one of the reasons, just to get in like some technical camera gizmo stuff. So one of the reasons you use a recorder like this is cameras like the A7 III, they record in what's called 8-bit 420 color space. That means it's a smaller, more compressed color space, and we don't need to talk about pixel density, but one of the things about using a recorder is you can do, I don't think it does 10-bit for the A7 III, but I think it does 8-bit 422 color, which gives you more color to work around with, and it should look a little better. I think you can do 422 when you use the M50 on the Shogun. Maybe I'll make a video about that. I've got some stuff coming this week that I'm really excited about. I reached out to a company whose stuff I love, and they let me basically have a shopping spree on their website. And that's coming this week, where I'm really excited about. Really excited about. Max Adventure in Scotland, it is not beer, it is Diet Cola with lime. Normally we have Coke Cherry Zero, but as the unofficial sponsor, but moving is expensive, and I've got the $2 Diet Coke with lime right now. Ido, yeah, the Everyday Dad, can you make a vid about computer cameras, like for Skype and other video chats? I did one where I talked about like the cheapest setup you could do for live streaming. That's probably about as far as I'll get. I don't really ever use, like, I used to use a webcam all the time for these live streams, but I couldn't control like the exposure or the white balance or anything like that. And the video and the live streams looked awful, so I decided to start streaming on real cameras because I can control the real camera. I can't control like webcams. I don't like it. Nonstop Clash, hey, what's up? How you doing? But yeah, so I'm very excited. There's just all sorts of new stuff coming out. I'm so excited for next week. Like I said, there's a few companies that have reached out to me that I'm really excited about what's coming. The thing that's coming on Friday, it's more like 2 or 3 things. But yeah, I love this company. Actually, yeah, I'll give you, it's Small Rigs. So if you saw like all the stuff that currently hooked up to my camera, I've been buying their stuff like crazy. And I sent them a note the other day and I was like, hey, I love your stuff. Do you want, like, let's work together? And they basically let me have like a shopping spree on their website. So I've got like 8 or 9 things coming this week that I'm really excited to see and talk about, because I just love their stuff. So cages are a great way to like increase the versatility of your camera. And some of them are outrageously expensive, but Small Rig has really great products for very reasonable prices. Big fan. Marty Lynch, so what is your video capture hardware for your live stream? Well, I'm currently on the Sony A7 III. I'm feeding all of that into an Atomos Ninja Inferno, which is taking that HDMI to a cam link into my Windows PC, which is using OBS to stream to you. Way more complicated than it needs to be. You could do something very similar with just a camera and the cam link. I'm trying out something new because I like feeding everything into the recorder and then sending the feed to you guys, but we're having some audio issues where the audio keeps unsyncing for some reason. So I would say if you're going to try the recorder route, be careful. Be careful. But the cam link is amazing. So easy to use. It is strictly plug and play. You take a camera, you plug it in with the cam link, it's now a webcam. It's so great. I'm not sponsored by Elgato in any way, shape, or form. But that cam link is... I used to use a Blackmagic Ultra Studio. It's a more professional recorder, but it was so fiddly. And that's my new term, is fiddliness. Fiddliness is... We're going to have a crusade against fiddliness on the Everyday Dad from now on. But it was fiddly. It was really hard to get working. But I really, really like the cam link. It's just so easy. I don't like that it's a dongle that could break, because it is putting a lot of strain on the USB port, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd like to get a setup that live streams itself, but if you do that, and I've looked into some settings or some systems where they'll just stream for me, I don't even need to use like I wouldn't even need to use like an intermediary like my laptop. But the problem with that is I control what you see through OBS right now. If you do a system like that where like, who is the one, is like Livestream is the company's name. I was going to buy one of their products, but it just sends this out. So you would see this, but I couldn't have things like guests, or I couldn't do things like graphics or anything like that. So, yeah, meh. Michael Shaw, add fiddliness to the Pillars of Action. I absolutely should do that. Maybe, so I won't, I like the Pillars of Action. Ease of use is kind of like fiddliness. But when I talk about camera reviews or stuff other than action cameras, I'll probably add in fiddliness, because maybe I'll make a t-shirt that says like fiddliness with like a circle and a line. Maybe that'll be my first merch, because I haven't come up with like a good thing like the pillars of action, but like, what does that mean? But I like, maybe we'll make fiddliness t-shirts. Marty Lynch, OBS is awesome. It's totally flexible. I love OBS. I've tried paid streaming stuff that I don't like nearly as much as OBS. OBS just works. I have very few, like it crashes on me, like rarely. Rarely do I have like issues with OBS. It's pretty great. Bryce Bunker Gaming, if you were stuck with one camera for the rest of your life, what would it be? Well, as of today, it would be the A7 III, because I love the it does, I can't even imagine. So I'm looking at like, everybody's talking about the Sony A7S III that should be coming out, and it's going to be the next like cool guy camera, but like what could they add to it? Like what could they add to the A7S III that would really be an upgrade over the A7 III? 1080p at 240 frames per second would be great. 4K 60 would be cool. A full HDMI port would be great. They're not gonna add a fully articulating screen, so people hoping for that's a pipe dream. If the A7R III and the A7 III don't have a flip screen, they're not gonna re-engineer the whole body just for the A7S III. Oh, sorry, Bill. Sorry, Bill. They're never gonna do. If they do that, I will be very surprised. That would be cool though. But what could they actually add that would make me upgrade? Because it's probably gonna be expensive. The S2 was the most expensive of the last generation line. What could they add? The 1080p 240 would be good, but it's not enough to change cameras. 4K 60 is good, but it's not enough to change cameras. As silly as this sounds, if they put a full HDMI port in that, that would be the biggest reason for me to switch over, because I do a lot of stuff out of the micro HDMI port on this thing. I hate it. I almost bought a GH5 this week, just because I'm sick of the micro HDMI port on this camera. Like, micro HDMI port is terrible. Terrible. I hate micro HDMI port. I love full HDMI. Another reason I'm thinking about the Canon C200 is it's got the full HDMI out. It's got all that stuff. Like, I cannot, and I know it seems like such a little complaint, but it is such a big quality of life thing when I use the external recorder. I have a monitor. If you try to plug anything in to a micro HDMI port, it just sucks. Just sucks. Barry, great show, gotta go. Thanks, bye all. Well, hey, thanks for coming out, Barry. Really appreciate it. Ido, yeah, any thoughts on the Xiaomi Mi drone? I'm sure it's great. I've seen people make videos about it. I've never seen it, so I'm sure it's great. Thomas Garrett, it's great stream tonight, everyone. I need to get going. Yeah, we're probably gonna close up here in like 5 or 10 minutes. Coach, yeah, if the GH6 comes out with phase detection autofocus, I would switch to that. I like the GH5. I like the stabilization. I like all the pro features in it. I could live with the micro four thirds sensor. I could live with that if it had phase detection autofocus. Like, it's 2018. Panasonic, like, you can't just have contrast based. Like, that is the reason people don't buy Panasonic cameras, is that autofocus. I get it. They probably want to worry about overheating and all that stuff, but if you don't have phase detection autofocus, you're losing out. Like, and that's one of the things, is they legitimately, like, take the G85. The G85 is superior to the M50. It's got the flip out screen. It's got amazing 4K. It's got amazing stabilization. But that autofocus is terrible. It's terrible autofocus. So I would love to recommend the G85 over the M50, but, you know, fiddliness wise and just easy to set up something and go, the M50 wins. Mark Guitardo, other than size, is there any difference between micro HDMI and full size? I don't think there's a huge... I haven't seen a difference. I mean, I'm able to record 422 ProRes HQ through a micro HDMI, so I don't think there's like a data transmission difference. Maybe if there could be, I don't know about it. But yeah, I just wish it was full HDMI because it's more secure. It's more secure. Venrock, have a good night. Peace and love. Well, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Nonstop Clash. Thanks for joining. Floyd Moats. Yeah, I'm starting to get the hoarse voice from talking for way too long. So thanks everybody for joining us. Really appreciate you coming out for the Pillars of Action. Action. The one thing, so if you're still here and you're interested in that idea I had about like maybe taking 10 or 15 minutes per live stream and maybe bringing somebody on and like we talk about your channel, like things that I would do differently about it. If you're interested in that, shoot me a DM on Twitter. You don't have to say anything about it now. But shoot me a DM on Twitter, and if you're interested. And if there's enough interest, maybe we'll start doing that where we can like bring, because like I said, I want to help other creators out. But shout outs are not the way to help other creators, because it doesn't help you organically grow. The way to help you organically grow is to get better. And if I can help you get better, that's a win-win-win. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We will catch you next week for the Pillars of Action. Action, action, action. Have a great